Hi friends, at this stage you can build and run any kind of application using the Docker because we have covered all the basic fundamentals and all the advanced concepts of Docker practically as well as theoretically. But we have focused more on practical. Now, in this session, we will see how you can make Node.js up and running. But the next two sessions for the Node.js and React.js is complementary because we have already completed our course. But for these two examples, I will just show you that how quickly you can make Node.js application up and running using the best practices that we have followed so far. You will feel like that you are doing the repeated work because we are following the standard convention for all our applications. Even those applications are quite different with each other, right? So let's start with building node.js application using the Docker. So let's start with it, right? So first, let's follow the standard practice for directory structure. So first, within the deployment directory, there is a Docker directory, and then we will create a directory for the application. So over here it is node, and we'll create application named as a node. Then we'll create a directory in our project's document root with the source code of the technology. So that is the node, right? We have created two node directory. One is within the deployment Docker directory, and one is directly in our main root directory or document root directory. Then we'll create a file. Then we'll create, I think something is wrong. Okay. Then we'll create a new file called node.yml. Okay. So as you can see that we are following very similar conventions that we used with MySQL, with Go, with PHP, with Laravel, although those are quite different with each other, right? Now we will put the code in the node.yml file, right, from our rehearsal copy. But you can see that it is like just like very similar to all other. We just changed that we just changed the name from PHP to node, right? And we have changed the part of the Docker file. We have exposed the port 8000 for our node application. 8000 is host port, and the 8000 is also an container port. And we have volume mounted our source code within the container, and we have defined our network. So as you can see that this is very familiar to you. Even you don't know how to make node up and running using the Docker, but it seems like a familiar because we are using the common set of practices. Then we'll create a Docker file for node. Okay, so let's copy it from here. Okay, I think this is very familiar to you. We are fetching the node image from the Docker hub. You can always find the image from the Docker hub. So let's explore. We want the Docker official, we want the node image, and we want the Docker official, we want for the Linux, and we want for the x86 64. So you can see that our Docker images are now available. From here you can see the tag. I want to use the Alpine. I will search. As you can see that the first image tag is the current days Alpine 3.18. So this is the Alpine version, and the node is the latest. So from node colon, this is the tag, right? I have given over here. So we are fetching our node image from the Docker hub. Then we are copying our source code to within the container. Then we have set our work directory, and then we will run npm install. I'll let you know what this npm install will do. Then we have exposed the port 8000 from within the container, and this command will execute our server.js file. Server.js file is necessary to run the node.js application. So now we'll create our source code. So for that, I have given you the one reference from the node.org official website that how to install the node, right? So to make our node example up and running, we need a file called server.js, and we'll copy the content from here to our server.js file, right? So I'm creating a file called server.js, right? And then I'll copy it from our rehearsal copy. Only difference is that I have changed the port to 8000, and I am listening now to any IP instead of just localhost. That is the only difference, but otherwise it is very similar to this, right? And we'll create a packet.json file. Sorry, yeah, packet.json file. Is very basic file which node developers are familiar. Right. So this is just a name that you can give any name. This version that you can set any version. This is our very beginning of our application, so I've set the version 1. This is description, this is author name, and this is your main file, which is server.js. And whenever your docker container will start, it will execute this node server.js command. So this is all about docker code. Now we'll just make our node application up and running using the docker. So let's do that. Very similarly, I'll just use docker compose -f. First we'll build. So it is now building the node image. It will take a little bit as it is fetching the image from the docker hub. So let's wait for a while. Okay, and then we'll make our application up. So we have made our application up, right, which is listing on port number 8000. So let's try to run our node applications. You can see that the local host colon 8000. Okay, so you can see that our node applications are up and running. As you can see that within a few minutes our node application is up and running using the docker, right? So you can you can say that now you are a master in docker. So in the next session, similarly, we'll make our React application up and running using the docker. See you soon.